One question I get asked frequently as a child trauma therapist is, how do you integrate EMDR therapy with play therapy techniques? And I have to be honest, when I first received my EMDR therapy training in the beginning, I felt so knowledgeable about EMDR therapy as a whole. Just really, I had a solid understanding about what it is, but I didn't really understand how to put it into practical application in my practice. So I sought out hours and hours of consultation, just read everything I could get my hands on, from books to journal articles to just YouTube videos, everything that I could. And then I just really brought it back to my practice. So I have just countless hours of experience, and I've seen it work in action, and it's amazing. But it is a little bit difficult to navigate if you don't know what you're doing. So I created a training that helps clinicians that work with children that are EMDR trained. The clinician is EMDR trained to really be able to do those two effectively, the child therapy and the EMDR therapy together. So I integrate the play therapy techniques because I'm a registered play therapist, and it works great. So I teach clinicians how to do all 8 phases with fidelity. So phase 1, that history taking, the treatment planning, working with the kid, working with the adult, just how do you make that all work, and how do you make it just really effective and thorough. And then the phase 2, how do you prepare the child to be able to change their state, be able to relax their body when they're feeling these big feelings. So there's so many playful techniques that you can use for that. And I created this great book, Animal Imagery, for resourcing with clients, and kids really take to it. So that's really part of that preparation phase. And also I help the clinicians learn how to playfully create a calm place with the child, or a container, all of those pieces. That's the day 1. And then in day 2, they learn how to really carry out with fidelity phases 3 through 8, how to do that assessment and really realize what the target is, and to elicit those negative and positive cognitions, looking at the validity of the cognition and the subjective unit of the distress, to be able to really find out what emotions are in there and help the child become attuned to their body so they can recognize what physical sensations they're using. So I help clinicians learn how to do pendulation with their child clients and their teen clients, and get results really quickly. And I love teaching clinicians about really creative ways to do that dual awareness stimulation, also known as bilateral stimulation, whether it's through finger puppets or through a fidget spinner. We do a lot of sword play. There's so many different ways that you can do it, and that can also be used for the install. And a lot of times clinicians are wondering, do I go fast with the BLS? Do I go slow? Where do I do when? And it can just seem like a whirlwind of confusing pieces that we clear up all of it in this training. And also, one of my favorite pieces is really looking at that body scan, helping clinicians to, like the phase 6, to be able to help the child do a scan of their body and notice what they're feeling in their body. I remember when I first started out, I would say it in the way that I was trained, like, scan your body, notice any tight, tense, or any unusual sensations, and the kids would look at me like, what did you say? So I had a graphic designer create a kid-friendly body scan, and it works great. They get it. They understand what I'm talking about, and then we can work through it like that and really do the reprocessing in a real thorough, effective way with the kids. And also that the closure of the session, helping to not only ground the child and the teen, but when the parent comes in, help ground them and teach them some techniques, and how do you do that in a playful way. And finally, that re-evaluation phase, helping to start off the next session, because in between sessions some reprocessing and changes can occur too. And how do you make all that happen? In that second day of my training, EMDR with children and adolescents, we clear all that up. So by the time you are finished with my training, not only will you know how to carry out all 8 phases of EMDR therapy, eye movement, desensitization, information reprocessing therapy with children and adolescents with fidelity, but also you'll have a clear understanding of how the adaptive information processing works with kids, and also how maladaptive information is stored in the brain and what that looks like. So when you're working with your parents and caregivers, you can demystify some stuff or give them a deeper understanding so that they can look at the situation with compassion and understanding, and also just talk about those adverse childhood experiences and how that impacts everything. Check out my training. It's actually 2 trainings: first day phase 1 through phase 2, second day phase 3 through phase 8, and you can also find me at JackieFlynnConsulting.com or email Jackie at JackieFlynnConsulting.com. All right, thanks. Take care.